Welcome to Knittings and Sewings, Episode 5. This is our channel where we talk about all things fiberish, making things out of knitting, weaving, spinning, dyeing, crochet, a wide variety of different things. And so today is a little different. If you are a returning viewer, you're going to say, where are your projects, Shelley? Because usually I show you my projects and discuss them in some detail and show you what is coming up in my makes. But this time, instead of focusing on my projects themselves, I want to turn all of our attention onto the actual wearing of these items. Because in every podcast, I end the episode by saying, love what you're making and wear what you make. That's kind of my tagline, for good reason. Because my goal is to motivate myself to wear what I'm making and hopefully to motivate you as well. And to get ideas from each other, have an interchange and a discussion if you want to make comments on some of the ideas that you have used to help you wear more of what you make. That's what this podcast is all about. So this time I thought, you know, since spring's coming up here, it might be a good idea to show some of the things that I'm starting to think about wearing for this spring and to start making some making plans that would still fit into this particular upcoming season. And to give you some ideas as well, to pull some things out of your closet and to evaluate what you have that you might want to wear this year, as well as what might be missing that you might want to make. So in this particular focus, we're talking about what I call a capsule wardrobe. And the concept of the capsule wardrobe isn't necessarily new. It's been around for a long time, and at least as long as, gosh, back when I was a teenager and people dressed according to their season. Do you remember those days? Some of you that grew up in the 70s like I did, many of the mothers were finding out whether they were in autumn or a winter or a spring or a summer. And they dressed their color palettes and their wardrobe around that concept. So that was probably an early concept of this capsule wardrobe. But nowadays you can find all kinds of YouTubes on capsule wardrobes. I personally have been studying this and becoming fascinated with it for over the past 10 years. Because I started my own first capsule wardrobe in the spring of 2013. That was the same time when I decided to let my hair grow out from my dyed auburn hair. I started getting a lot of gray and it was coming in fast and furious. And so when I was in my early 50s, I decided I need to do something about this, so I decided to make that transition over to my natural gray, which was still kind of an ashy brown with a lot of gray. And now I have even more, but I've kept that natural hair for the past 10 years, and I'm glad I did. But in doing so, it did require me shifting colors that I chose in my wardrobe, and it required a shift. Even my makeup had to change a little bit to accommodate a cooler colorway that is my natural color. I have kind of gray eyes and this pewter hair now, but the ashy brown even as a child. So to accommodate that, I shifted more of my color palettes into purples, blues, pinks, you know, the fuchsia pinks, and some cool greens. So things shifted a lot with that change, and having the capsule wardrobe really helped me get excited about making this change and putting a positive spin on it. So I was wanting to dress much more to my maturing tastes, my maturing colorways, and to find a wardrobe that would really make me feel good in my own skin. So I'd like to share that with you today. And again, I want to focus this on a capsule wardrobe for makers, for those of us who are making some of our own clothing. We have unique challenges and benefits that I want to cover in this particular episode. So first, I started off last week thinking about how would I define capsule wardrobe. And I would call it a limited grouping or subset of clothing that is curated or selected from your entire wardrobe to best be seasonably appropriate, to be interchangeably worn, one piece going with another, and to all be well-fitting and in good repair. So the purpose of having a capsule wardrobe is to make getting ready easier and to make you look and feel your very best. what could be better than that? So capsule wardrobe is definitely something you should consider if you haven't already. And you don't have to make it very complicated. Start by going through your current closet. And many of us have different closets. One person like me might have a very tiny, narrow 1970s closet. And Bob and I both share that closet. So I have half of it. And that's my most pertinent wardrobe, what I would call my capsule wardrobe. On the other side, Bob has his main clothing as well. And then because I'm an empty nester, luckily I do have a guest room closet that I can kind of overflow into. And the craft room closet, I put most of my out of season clothing. So I have a really abundance of closets that maybe not everyone has. If you have a big walk-in closet, you have even more options than I do, but that gives you a chance to put in the prime spot your capsule wardrobe. So let's talk now about some of the things I just described, those elements, and how we might be able to use some of these ideas at least in preparing a spring wardrobe that will look good and feel good on us. First thing is, I pulled out here several items that I feel will make it into my capsule wardrobe. I'm going to edit down some of these selections because I actually have more than I need. But I pulled together everything I thought might be a good possibility for my spring wardrobe. And I encourage you to start by doing the same thing. Begin by going through your whole wardrobe, your whole closet, and pulling out the spring items that we're talking a time period of between, say, March 1st to the end of May. That's a 3-month period. And start thinking about your weather, your particular weather. We are here in Kansas City where we have a huge range of temperatures and weather conditions from that time period of March 1st through the end of May. We go from really icy, cold, snowy, blustery days to 80-degree humid days. It really sunny, humid, hot. It really varies a lot. By the end of May, we have quite a shift from our time period that we start with. So the term in like a lion, out like a lamb is pretty typical of a lot of people's climate. But do think about yours. If you're in a sunny place where you, like California or Florida, where you pretty much don't have as large a range of temperature, then you may have a quite different looking wardrobe than I do. But I do have to accommodate some short sleeve things and some long sleeve things to, and various levels of warmth, various textures and weight of fiber, weight of fabric to accommodate our changeable weather. All right, so then I'll start with my colors. This time in spring, I'm aiming for a lot of greens, lavender, purple, fuchsia. Those are always my favorites. And some blue jean, like blue and teal type shades as well. That's the main color theme that will be in this particular wardrobe. And now I'm going to show you, not all the items, but a few of them that might be relevant to get your thoughts started on your own wardrobe. Oh, and before we go into this, I want to point out what I'm wearing now, because this is from my spring capsule wardrobe. I have on a 3/4 length fuchsia top. It's just a plain fuchsia, comfortable knit top. 3/4 length sleeves go well at this time of year. Then I have a Mobius scarf that I did. It's a hand woven scarf that has some mustards, some fuchsia, as well as some goldy shades and some greens. So this goes with a lot of my wardrobe, and I frequently will wear this during this time of year. And then I have plain jeans on, and I have some tennis shoes that are kind of have some purple in them, and again go a lot with my wardrobe. I try to come up with 2 or 3 or 4 pairs of shoes that will go with whatever it is I'm wearing, because I do tend to dress more casually since I can wear jeans to work. I don't often have cause to wear high heels or anything like that. But you can think about what it is that you want to wear and pull together ideas and what will coordinate with it. I very much, right now, need a pair of good sandals to go with my new items I pull. So for me, that sandals is definitely what I'll need. And then I'm going to have probably 2 to 3 handbags that I carry at any, one at any given time. I tend to stick with one at a time, but I tend to stick with one, definitely one at a time. I'm not that eclectic. I don't wear 2 handbags at once. I am pretty bohemian, but not that much. But at any rate, you decide what is the best for you. I can have anywhere between 7 and 10 blouses or tops, usually accommodate what I need. I have always at the beginning of spring kept a couple of long sleeve turtlenecks. I wear these year round. I love turtlenecks. And so, but I do especially keep them at the beginning of spring. I have a pink and a green because these obviously color a lot of the colors that I wear. And in these colder days, I might pair that, like for example with the purple top there, I might put this purple poncho. I made this 7 years ago, and this is a 3rd piece, completer piece, but I will wear this through even into spring because it's really a nice warm little over poncho to put even if I'm running outside. And if it's a warmer day where I don't need a whole jacket, this could cover me running in and out and doing errands or taking a walk. So I like this poncho with the turtleneck in colder weather. Then I have things like, you know, just long tees like this that are fairly lightweight that I can layer. And if it's, again, I want to wear a whole tunic, I have this denim tunic that is really a fun spring wear. I have this lavender button-down shirt that is extremely soft. This just feels like velvet, but it's a very lightweight fabric. And it gives a little dressier look if I want to wear my slacks instead of my jeans. And also, again, if I want a little dressier or a little bit different, this is a pink. It looks kind of orange in this, but it's got a lot of aqua and pink in it, kind of an orangey pink, but very springy. And I have mini shells like this. This is a basic teal shell. I don't think anybody looks bad in teal. I don't know anybody I can remember that doesn't look great in teal. So this has to be a staple in my wardrobe for spring. And I won't go through all of these, but you get the idea. I have a lot of different short-sleeved and long-sleeved and 3/4 sleeve variations. And in this changeable time of year for me, it's okay if I do have 10. That's all right, because this is a time of year I could maybe use having more tops. This is a pair of basic jeans I will wear. It has a little spring embroidery on it. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer so you can see. This is a new pair of slacks I just got, new jeans, that I think will go very well with all these other items. And then I have a darker pair of jeans. These are indigo colored, obviously. A newer pair of jeans. Every now and then I need to refresh my jean collection. And in case it gets very warm, I like to have a pair of capris. These are a staple of my wardrobe in the summertime, but I personally don't like to wear shorts. It's just not my style. And because of my extremely pale skin and I don't tan, I find that the capris suit the bill if it's getting to be warmer weather for me. So I have one pair in here for the spring. And then I have 3 pairs of pants I want to show you. I made these. These are a pantaloon style pant that is a sewing workshop pattern. And it's got a little tapered leg at the bottom. And this looks really good with sandals. It's a very comfortable, lightweight. On warmer days, it's a really nice way to wear a pant and not swelter. This is a pair that is a ready-made pair, but it has, it's hard to see, but it's a light brown shade with a lot of lime green plaid inserted into it that makes it really attractive, especially if you wear a green blouse with it. And I have a pair of, again, these lanterny pants. This is the same sewing workshop pattern that I showed you earlier. This is a pinstripe, a light gray pinstripe. And the pinstripe is a very, almost a light, creamy pink almost. So it's very apropos for spring. It looks like I need to hem those. I did everything on that, good hemming, so I'll need to hem the bottoms of those. Then I have 2 skirts. These are just fun, flirty skirts, should I get in the mood to wear them. If I find a fun pair of sandals, I might be even more inclined once the weather warms up to get out some skirts. And I don't have a dress in this particular collection yet, but I would also like to have a dress. I think that would really be nice to have a comfy dress that I could wear all spring. This is a nice short sleeve cardigan line. Very nice to have on warmer days and to wear over a t-shirt. This is one of my favorite things. This is a sewing workshop pattern. It was called the Liberty shirt. And it's really kind of more of a jacket. I may talk more about this another time. I really love this. And I took the sewing class and made this at Linda Lee's studio in Topeka, Kansas at the sewing workshop. And I made an insert here that was my own little creative design that has the Frida Kahlo fabric in it. And I often wear it with a variety of different shirts. Right now I have under here a nice blue tealish kind of t-shirt under it. But that's one I sewed. And then I always like to have a light cardigan to wear over t-shirts to avoid the chill and the air conditioning. Very nice to have year-round, but especially a light one at this time of year. I like this kind of army style jacket I got, and I can wear this either as an over blouse or as a jacket outside. It's really fun. And in my more handmade items, again, me-made, I have this little over blouse that has lavenders and pinks in it, and it's made from what is called crimp cloth. It's a weaving technique taught by Diana Totten. She has some workshops on it, and I took her workshop at the at the Yarn Barn. And she didn't teach the making of the blouse, but she taught the crimp cloth technique. We made samples of it, and I later decided to make my own blouse, kind of vest from it. So it's kind of a vest. You have to wear a t-shirt under it. This is one of totally my own design that is I made in 2021, and it is made from natural dyed yarn. I didn't spin the yarn, but I dyed it with using Queen Anne's lace. And someday I will talk more about this particular tunic. I wear, again, something under it. I don't just wear it like it is. And then I have this jeans jacket. This is one of my all-time favorite projects. It's actually started as a vest. It was a denim vest that I purchased at a thrift store. I wanted to make sure I didn't ruin something, so I didn't take one out of my own wardrobe. I took one out of a thrift store. And I decided to make knitted sleeves because I saw this in a Creative Knitter magazine in 2008. So this is one of my oldest items, and I just love the inserted sleeves. It made a very quick, fun project, and I still wear this. It's just one of those old standbys that I get compliments on every time I wear it. And all the colors in it, the blues, the greens, the purples, coordinate very nicely with the colors that I usually wear every spring. And then for an overcoat, if I have to wear a coat out, I like this teal jacket that I've worn for several years. It's really a keeper. So that is a review of what I'm kind of thinking of for spring. I hope this has been helpful for you. You can also wear your little shawls or shawlettes over these items as well. There are many handmade items that you can include, but having this basic wardrobe set up can allow you to make the most of your items. Just plan on adding 1 or 2. If you are new into crafting and don't have a huge number of things you've made, wear what you have and see what kind of items in your closet could coordinate with what you've made. So I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to a more traditional podcast next time. We'll talk more about my projects in process and go a little bit further in addressing any questions you might have about the capsule wardrobe. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I would encourage you to love what you're making and wear what you make.